How's it going out there in the interwebs world? Uh, Today I want to try and make a cup. That's why it's so off center. I really just need to put a tenon on it so that I can flip it around and drill the hole for the cup. I'm going to this part, the part down the bottom here, that's going to be the handle down here somewhere. I'm going to carve that with the Dremel. So I've got a design in my head, but it's not. I don't know if it's going to be official, whether it's going to work or not. How you going, Dr. Bob? How you going, Sarge?
Howdy.
I did see us there, but I'd started, so I just figured I'd just get that going and let everyone know what was going on. How you going, Marley?
No worries, mate.
Yep.
I probably won't be in here very long.
Well, it'll be interesting to see him make his cup.
Right.
I've never made one like that.
Oh, I thought I'd give it a go. It's reasonably soft wood.
It almost looks like a stein now.
Yeah, except I want the cup to come across this way. I reckon it'll split too much if I try to drill it straight down into the end grain. So my dilemma at the moment is I've got a tool rest that's too short and a tool rest that's too long. All right, so I actually have to get into this point here to make the tenon, because I don't want to take too much of the outside off until I start carving it. I don't really care if the bark falls off. I'm really not that bothered, because I've got a whole tree worth of this stuff, you know, and it's only just starting to become dry, so there'll be plenty of it getting used in the next couple of months.
What did you say it was? The wood?
Chinese elm.
Chinese elm. Okay. I thought so.
Sorry.
I said I thought so.
Okay. This line, not the outer line, but the inner, that line there, that's pretty much as far as I'll go down to start off with. But my chuck line is the very inner one there. So I'll just go to that one there and then go slow, take my time. Thanks for coming in, Marley. Yeah, anyway, so my bit of a dilemma that I've got is that my tool will be hanging this far off the rest, so there's a little bit tricky for me anyway. I can't pull the banjo out far enough to get the longer tool rest swung around. So it's here. It's right out to here, so I'll be like coming in like that. And then my shorter one, the banjo doesn't pull out far enough for the shorter one to go in without knocking. It only sits like on an angle, but it sits right there. And it's I'll have to go off the tool rest to get the tenon, so I thought it was best I just use the long one and have a bit of a long reach.
Right.
And I reckon it misses the banjo down here. What 3 mil maybe if I'm lucky. So I can't swing the banjo in to direct the tool rest in anymore.
Yeah, it's going to have to be really light cuts, because the tool's going to snap up at you.
Yeah.
Have you tried it yet? When you turn it off the first time, stand way away.
It shakes. It shakes, all right.
So you got a twerker tonight?
I'll just move my light. It was actually touching the camera. That'll make the camera bounce.
Oh, you got a twerker.
Hey? The light actually touched the camera.
Huh.
Yeah, just worried about it flying off a chuck. But
no, it's not on the chuck yet, but
I know, but when you do, because chucks aren't, well, you're going to have a tailstock up against it too in the chuck, aren't you?
well, I'm going to drill it. I'm going to drill in it to make the cup,
Oh,
so there won't be anything there. But I'll make sure it's got I'll make sure the tenon's well seated and squared off.
just remember, stand away from the line of fire because you
Yeah.
never tell. I've done stuff like that, but I'm an old fart and I've done stupid stuff too.
Yeah, now look, over here, this is where I always stand.
Yep.
It's like today I went and cut some aromatic cedar strips. They're only a quarter of an inch thick. And I used my radio arm saw as a rip saw and was cutting strips that were a ½ inch wide. And I stood off at an angle and on a corner, and I pushed with my hand, because they were, I don't know, 3 or 4 foot long. I'd push it with my hand until the edge of it would get to the edge of my back fence. Then I had a push block that I use. And it's still kind of spooky when you're just not used to doing stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, I've only had a bandsaw for maybe a month, and I haven't used it that much. And yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to when you haven't used one before, even a small one.
Right.
Yep. Just make sure the blade is tensioned on it right.
Never cut straight. I thought it was me, but Robbo said that bandsaws don't cut very straight.
Yeah, but you can. I don't know. I've got mine so that they cut pretty straight, but I've had them for quite a while, and they're big ones.
No, mine's just a desktop one.
Yeah, I know. We saw it. I had one of those for a longest time, and I give it to my brother because he has a shop, but now it's in. You might call it an apartment, but it's 3 rooms. A home. Independent living home, because his wife really needs some medical care there. She's forgotten who she is and who her kids are now. And that's rough. But it happens. But he had to have a shop to keep his sanity. I also sent a invitation out because I got asked to by Jeff Walters. He's the president of DAW. He asked me if I could send an invitation out because he'd like to see what magic seems to happen there in Australia and the people that are following you.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Well, we were talking the other day about the community that's he has and following. The lathe totally stopped working, and all of a sudden, out of the middle of nowhere, in total frustration, he gets a text message to go pick it up. The part, right? Remember? He just got the message, go pick, and I have never in my life seen that happen anywhere in the YouTube community. Sometimes in Facebook, someone will do that and say, if you don't, and they send a gift certificate or something. But to say, go pick it up and then be back on the internet in 2.5 hours, to me, that shows what the community around Jay and his site exemplifies. And I'm so proud to be part of it.
Well, it was originally the piece he ordered was $50. And when I got there, it was actually the wrong plug anyway. The one I needed was actually $13 cheaper, thankfully.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Howdy, Chris.
How you going, Chris? Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, that's who I was hollering at.
Okay. So I'm doing my vain attempt to try and stop my lathe from wobbling because I can't lean. Where is it? Yeah, there. I can't lean up against the very back of it here because that's my on-off switch is like right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not down that end like most lathes, but yeah. So I have a tendency of turning the lathe off if I lean on it too hard.
Well, try sitting on it.
Uh,
Straddle it and sit on it like a horse. That'll add
hell
weight to
no,
keep it from bouncing.
nah. I like my family jewels where they're sitting. Thanks.
It's not going to bounce around that much, but if you're on it, it'll stop it from bouncing. And then the only problem you'll have will be making sure the wood's anchored. Because I sit on, well, the Powermatic, I don't need to sit on it. I mean, the legs are, well, 90 pounds a piece, and the bed's over 200. So I've got the stability, but I have a lathe like you have that I've loaned out during the pandemic because my friend can't come and use mine, which bugs me, but that's what my doctors say.
Yeah.
Until I get the second vaccine shot and another
Oh, what the hell happened
3 weeks. What is it?
A wasp.
Oh, I see it now. It's moving.
Oh,
Oh wow.
I didn't mean to call you. Bye.
Bloody things.
But I say, if you see someone come in you don't know, it would be Jeff. Probably not tonight because he had something else coming on. But I'm going to keep sending it until so he has it because he wants to see what part group is. And we do have, I don't know, Sarge, if you, well, you're not a wood turner, but we now have a special program in our Detroit area wood turners for
Hey, Savannah.
full membership for people that can't make the meetings, and don't make it personal stuff. But we're going to continue the online even when we can meet together.
How you going, Mike?
Howdy, Mike. We got that heat pump in this week, and most of the time I'm usually outside working, but today we got a little bit of snow, so we all got shut down working on the line today. So I came home and been working in my shop off and on all day. But I'm still dressed to be outside and come in here, and man, about time to go change some clothes. It's working good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep wiggling it. Make sure it's solid on there. Yep. Hey, Sarge, are you open for a stupid question?
Sure.
I have yet to figure out the difference between top of the two chats. They
All
don't
right.
seem to be a difference other than they resort, it looks like.
Hey, Jay, when you get a chance, Robo's here.
It just popped up on my phone. My Fitbit says I haven't
How you
walked
going?
today.
G'day, g'day. I won't be on for long. I'm just waiting for an email to come through, and then I've got to go back to figuring some stuff out.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. I've been running around like a blue-ass fly this morning.
Yeah. Making money?
That's why I chose this project over the other one I was thinking about.
Yeah, g'day, Mike. How are you? And to others. Yeah,
I guess it's better than a blue-balled monkey. I guess, Dr. Bob, on mine is you can either do top chat, which some messages such as potential scam may not be visible, or live chat, all messages are visible.
that's it.
Yep.
Oh, so it's a filter.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just usually pop out the chat because I'm on laptop. So, yeah, Robo, I won't be on long either. I gotta heading back down to Louisiana in the morning.
Ah, how far is that?
About 10 hours.
Bummer. Oh, well, no. In my case, I love driving those sorts of distances, but
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, it's going to be a full car, so we'll see how that goes. And hopefully it don't rain or snow like it did the last time.
Okay. I'm just waiting on that email to come through. Oh, Chris is in there. So, oh, yeah. G'day, Chris. Sorry. Didn't see you pop in there.
The Jay's having some fun. He's got Galloping Gertie.
Yep. And Mini Makers was in for a little bit, but they had to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's riding cowboy today.
Yeah, well, with it that far hanging over, no wonder.
Yep. So I'll explain to you what I've explained to them. Because it's hanging over so far on this side.
Yeah.
The small tool rest is too short to get down into here to make the tenon.
Yeah, right.
And the long tool rest is too long, and it's out here because I can't pull the banjo out enough to swing it around. So,
well, can't you get the banjo between under the quill of the tailstock? And then put your short, and then put your...
No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. I will take it off and show you if you like.
Yeah, thank you.
But it will not fit. it sits all the way back out here, and I have to go off the tool rest to do the tenon. Where this one, I'm on the tool rest, but I'm a long reach. That's the only thing.
No, what happens if you, right, what happens if you put your short tool rest in?
Yeah, I did that. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I knew you'd want to see, but all right, I'll show you anyway. That's as far as I can put my tailstock out, because this doesn't wind out much further. It maybe goes out another centimetre if I'm lucky.
Right.
So that means I can't move this any further that way. And this hits it.
Right.
Is the quill all the way out, extended as far as it'll go?
I just said that. Yes, it nearly is. Yes, it's about a centimetre off from being all the way out.
No. Just wait. Is the banjo out as far as it can go?
Yeah, but then I can't. Then I need to get this down into here, and I can't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
No.
I can't.
Right.
It sits all the way out here.
Yeah.
Look, I've done all this. I've experimented and everything. So
Yeah,
I'll show you. That's as far as I can get it. So, but I need to be around here to do it, and I'm this far off my tool rest.
Oh, no, that's fine. Look, that'll be all right. Just do it with a parting tool.
Huh? It's
You know that, right, take your banjo right out towards you as far as you can get it. Right, now turn your tool rest at 90 degrees to the lathe, like that. That's it. Now, see if you, how close to the center, to the quill is it?
It's behind it. What do you mean?
Well, how far away from the quill is the end of the tool rest? Can you?
About 2 inches.
All right. That should allow you to form a tenon on it, okay?
Yeah, just under 2 inches.
Right. All right, see if you can move, just see if you can lock your tool rest in place. Put the tool rest at right angles if you can.
Yeah. It gets knocked out, that's why it's there.
There, like, yeah, right, okay. Yeah, I see the problem, okay.
Yeah.
Rightio. Now, lock everything down there. Lock your banjo down, tool rest there. Make sure the timber can turn around.
Yeah.
Without hitting anything. Okay. Now, get your parting tool and get rid of the waste up to the end of the tool rest as far as you can, all right? So you've got an inch around, an inch of clear timber around the tailstock.
Yeah, but isn't that going to stuff the whole cup design up?
Well, what are you going? You're trying to get a tenon on it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, aren't you going to take the edge of that log away anyway?
This bit here.
Yeah.
Handle.
I'm trying to work out the orientation of it. That's all.
Well, the cup's going to go across that way.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to carve a handle out here with the Dremel. And I don't know what design handle I'm going for at the moment. I'm not going for a standard, here's your cup handle. So.
Well, normally in things like that, the handle is put on afterwards.
I want to try and carve it as one.
Well, you'll have to carve the whole thing as one. Yes. Because otherwise you're going to, the only thing that you can do is put the hole down the middle of it, that's all.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to do, put the hole down the middle of it, and then maybe do an outer, like leave a rim around it like that, so that I've got a guide on where I need to carve down.
Right, yeah. Well, just get your parting tool and see if you can clear about a ½ inch each side of where the tenon's got to go, all right?
This is what happens when you're not here, isn't it?
Oh, come on. It's all right. I'm talking to somebody else. Come on, Michael. Get the bloody email through, will you?
Chris
Right.
says okay, you got it.
No, go for it.
All right. Chris says carve the handle first so the material will be gone. It will also be lighter.
Yeah, well, that's another. Like I say, most of the ones I've seen, I've never made a mug as such. Most of the ones I've seen have had handles stuck on afterwards. They cut the handle out with either a fret saw or a scroll saw.
Maybe put a couple 10-inch on them and
Yeah,
cut
that's
out
right.
some mortises, chisel out some mortises into the side.
Now, I take it this is going to be the bottom of the cup anyway. Yeah, right. So the handle won't come right to the bottom anyhow. So you can get rid of a little bit of waste there.
All right, Chris says it won't be so wobbly if you cut the handle first.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Chris, at the moment, he hasn't got a bandsaw or anything capable of cutting out the handle even on the outside. He'll have to do it by hand. Now, just keep
That's why I've got it on the lathe. I appreciate all the advice from the chat, but I don't have the resources. That's why I'm trimming it down on the lathe, and hopefully I can get to it with the bandsaw later.
Yeah, right. Now, don't keep undercutting the log away from there.
Yeah.
Just keep it flat out. All right, that's down far enough. Just get rid of the waste up near the tenon.
Yeah. All right.
Don't follow the tool rest along. You've got to freehand it.
It doesn't seem safe, but
It is.
You still got to rest it on the tool rest.
Yeah, but you just slide the handle back instead of following the tool rest all the way up.
You don't want internet up there?
Don't have any outlets open. All of them are covered up because we're going to be painting today.
Now, get about a half-inch flat or so just there. Now you should be able to move your tool rest just about straight in, I reckon. Right, now put your tenon on.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yep,
Opening overture.
that's it. Don't follow the tool rest down. Just keep it nice and just keep looking at the timber and getting it flat.
I have to say, I've seen all of his shows in live and Phantom 4 different theater groups, professional.
Yeah.
Miss Saigon I saw once, but the second time it bothered me, so I haven't seen it again. It was just too real.
Yep.
Now, I can watch it on a tablet and it's all right, but it's taken a long time.
I don't know how you guys can see the lines that you mark on there once once the lathe starts turning. There's
You
times where
can't.
my saw blade will sit there and vibrate so much on the scroll saw where I can't see the lines.
Yeah.
I mean, besides stopping and checking like he's doing, but
Never had that problem scrolling. Maybe I just keep my blade too tight.
I mean the shadow bouncing against it.
Oh, yeah.
Still nothing from him yet, Bill.
Hey Jay, your light or something's coming down the top of the screen there. Thank you. I understand all the vibrations got everything whacking out, but
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now, you've got your tenon on there. Probably need a little bit of flattening off on the curve section there.
Yeah.
Now it's going to have a lot of weight hanging off the chuck, which is likely
Yeah.
to break the tenon.
All right.
Now your hand, just put me on full screen for a minute, Jay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's your block of wood in here. All right.
Yeah.
There's your tenon there.
Yeah.
You can actually get rid of a lot of this
On the outside and the corners and stuff.
up on the long side there.
Yep.
All right, because your handle is going to go.
Narrow down at least. Yeah.
Yeah, you can narrow it down, so you end up with a thing like this, like that down the bottom there,
Yep.
and that'll take a lot of the weight off it. So I'd do that next.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
and that'll still leave enough room to get the handle into it.
There's one. No, I already got one over here. That is only will only work up there.
my vicarious life is in.
Work up there.
Yeah, Dan, isn't it?
Man,
Yeah. Hang on, Dan. Don't worry, Dan. If you see anything shaking, it's not you. It's my lathe.
Oh, I thought it was my eyesight.
Oh, okay. What's that? Yeah. Sorry.
Now you can angle the tool rest around a little bit if you want to. Yeah, unfortunately, Chris, the bandsaw that he's got just isn't big enough to cut into a log like that. Otherwise, I would have suggested it, but
Yeah, I think he's only got like a 9-inch bandsaw tabletop.
Yeah, it only goes
Maybe
over.
10.
It only cuts about 2.5 inches deep.
Yeah.
Right, leave it at that, Jay. Because you don't want to come past the centre line, otherwise you won't have anything there for the handle to fit into. You could come back. Just wait a minute. You could come back a little bit more from the tenon, just to work out the size of what your cup's going to be. Yeah, take a little bit of that off. Just that. Don't reduce the taper anymore. Just get rid of that corner there. Et voila. Very good.
At least he's learning what a light cut is, because if it isn't light, it's lathe.
Yep.
Well, I got a chance to watch Mark the other day on his live, and he had a big old chunk of wood on his. Of course, he's got a slightly bigger lathe, I think.
Yeah, he has. Jay's only got 1/3 of a horsepower.
Right. But every once in a while, you get like Jay and get in just a little too, and it would bog it down.
Yeah. Plus, the other problem on those Chinese lathes, they're Taiwanese pit ponies. They're not Clydesdales.
Right.
Jay's you have to change the poise, isn't
right.
it? It's not a Reeves drive.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't alter the horsepower of the motor, unfortunately. Right, Jay, I'd just a little bit more, and you'll be fairly close, I reckon. And then take the other side off as well. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't take too much more off the top of it, or you'll be in trouble. In fact, what you could do there is take it in flat, so that you end up with like this. Well, I don't want to get my pen again.
I laugh because of the fact that this seems to work very well. That you can doodle on a piece of paper, show it over your computer, and somebody like Jay be able to catch it and figure out what it is that everybody's after.
See that bit there?
Yeah.
So if you cut that out, that section there, and leave that flat, there's your handle started there already. All right.
Yep.
Rightio. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yep.
So basically what you're doing is you're forming a big tenon on the outside, all right, but it's flat, if you can understand that.
Yeah.
Rightio. All right, be back shortly.
All right, cheers.
So, Sarge, what did you do in scrolling today?
I didn't get any scrolling done. Oh, I take that back. I did a lid on a box. Unfortunately, I don't have my phone with me, so I can't show it. But I did a lid on a scroll saw box today,
Oh,
and then like I said, I cut some strips for my sign, and then my wife just got a pattern from Winfield Collections for a cow-shaped birdhouse. Has it got wings on it? A flying cow. So that'll be a project I get to work on when I get back.
your daughter been scrolling?
No, unfortunately not.
Not
She's
interested?
been busy. Yeah, she's interested. It's just lately, especially on the weekends, she's had people over, cousins, and she was gone this weekend to her cousin's house. So
I'm not playing.
different interests
Yeah.
at different times.
Go to bed. You should be about it. Sooner you go to bed, the sooner we get started.
Yeah, I know. I've got stuff hung on the wall here that Terry, my best friend, that we got. We go back a long ways. He was
Right.
just out of high school when I hired him. In his little girl. Made a bunch of stuff that's sitting around here. And then her brother, who's now, oh God, 14 yesterday. They grow
Right.
too quick. A couple days ago, I mentioned that she was wondering who you were, the scroll saw stuff, and immediately he come back with stuff he had made that's in his bedroom in the closet, and that I had forgotten.
Right.
And it's a snowman and a Santa,
Uh-huh.
Christmas decorations, doof. And this was his first time he did it, was to cut two snowmen out from a pattern out of a book,
Right.
and then he used it as a napkin holder by putting a base on them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then he didn't like it because of the snowman having two faces.
Oh.
So he repainted. One side has a face and buttons and everything, and the other's got a big butt.
Nice. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't go more than halfway, Jay, or you're going to run into problems.
Yeah, I've made a safe line on this side, and I didn't go anywhere near it.
Actually, that's not going to work. Not going to work.
Oh.
Not going to work.
Not with the handle you're thinking of, but it might with the one that I'm thinking of.
No, the hand. If you're going to put the handle up the side of that, if you're going to put,
Sarge, can you mute that for a sec, please?
done. If you're going to put the handle up the side of it, the handle's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to do a normal handle. I was going to do a meat handle.
Okay, rightio. All right. You're going to make it like a Scottish drinking dish. There is a name for them. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, just keep going. I've got to go. I've finally got my email through that I've been waiting on a wiring diagram. So
right.
I'll be in. If you're still here when I come back, I'll come in. All right. But I'll just leave this. Oh,
you're just going to leave it there, are you? You muted yourself before you finished, you whacker.
I'm just going to leave this here running, but I'll mute it. All right. The finger was faster than the mouth.
Apparently, yeah.
I can now.
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, she's trying to get one of the dogs to go lay with her.
Without a treat, you got to bribe them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you ought to see these monsters. I have to bribe them to do everything.
Yeah, well, if that's how you train them.
Right.
I think I got Riley that way, and I got to stop it, but that's not easy.
No.
It's always been that they have to do something for it, a treat.
Yeah.
Now I've got the problem with Riley, our dog, in the shop today, and as I said, I got my shop vacuum probably 10 feet away from me, but you got to walk around the lathe and also the dust collection bins that are tied to them because I got two cyclones.
Right.
I got a big trash can cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
That's and that goes in line with my full double bag dust collector, the big one. And then my shop vac, big Sears, it has its own separate cyclone, one of the little mini ones on top of a bucket to
Right.
pick the dust up. And because that's all I do is I use it to pick up dust and garbage off the floor occasionally. And you got to climb over all that to get it out. I got to move my bandsaw, but they're on wheels,
Yeah.
to get to when I do a clean out. And but Riley just likes to curl up between a bandsaw and the vacuum dust collector and put the back to it. And I think it's because when it turns on, there's a vibration or something, and he just looks up and smiles every time I turn it on. But he's got to lay up against the metal can.
Huh.
And the thing is, I don't see him unless I have to bend around the other bandsaw to look down to see if that's where he's at.
Uh-huh.
But it's also directly in line with the torpedo heater underneath the saws. So it's blowing underneath the saw table, in the stand. And he just lays there happy as content can be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But we've always played a game. I'll take some of the big bone treats I buy.
Mm-hmm.
And I hide them. I always hide 3 somewhere in the shop. And he'll go sniffing around and looking to try to figure out where they are. And that's good for a good 20 minutes of him searching.
Right.
And he settles down and just watches me.
Hmm.
But every time I'm out there, he's got to be out there with me.
Yeah, we got a German Shepherd Husky that he's starting to want to go out and be in the shop. So I may try the treat thing where hide a few treats or something like that and see if he'll settle down after that. Got some work to do with him. He's just a puppy, but he's huge.
No, Riley's supposed to be a miniature pit bull, but no way.
Right.
No way. There's only 2 of us in the house, but 3. I got the older teenager,
Right.
17-year-old, but he is a monster. But like football, all muscle, big, graduates this year.
Cool.
And right now, the most important thing for him is gaming and girls that like gaming.
Right. Dan said if I had the funds, I would get me a Russian wolfhound.
Yeah, they're a nice animal.
Right.
They're pretty as can be, but they're big maintenance.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I lived in D.C., I had a neighbor that had 2 of them that she used in show, and the work she had to go through.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I still miss my Huskies. Had 2 Samoyeds, and the rest were full blood Husky, 1 blue and 1 black eye.
Huh.
The only animal that, as a thoroughbred, each eye are different colors.
Yeah, we had a female that was part mountain cur and part fish, and she had nine puppies, and some of them had the mixed eyes, and then some of them had just the brown eyes. I thought that was kind of cool. And then the little dog that we have ended up with just the brown eyes. I don't know what the dad is to him.
I'll tell you, I like Samoyeds, but boy, are they maintenance if you make them a pet.
Right.
If they're a working dog, that was fine. And of course, you can understand why the big fur. They're a big fur ball to stay warm in the winter.
Yeah.
And the best ones are out of Russia. But even when I was in Alaska, we still had Cold War type thing that the only way you could get a good set of dogs out of Russia was smuggle them out through Nome in the winter when it was frozen across.
Yeah. That ice bridge or whatever it is.
Yeah. That was about a 4 hour, 5 hours by dog sled. Oh, I can't think of the guy's name. The Russian ballet person that. Oh, I can't think of his name. That got smuggled in the U.S. The ballet teacher and person that did ballet, Christikoff or something.
Yeah,
he came in on a dog team. That's how he got into the U.S. And as soon as he hit the up there was a plane waiting to take him to Anchorage, and then from Anchorage to New York City. And it was all planned, but the government didn't know anything about it. Right. All private planes, all done privately.
Chris just posted a Russian-looking name. Does that look familiar?
Vrishnikov. Yeah, Vrishnikov. Yeah. Yes. Because I remember when that happened, because at the time I was in Nome with a film crew.
Huh.
And he got there and spent 3 days there, and then the plane that we were supposed to go out on was late, and the plane that was chartered for him took myself and the other two in my crew with him on the plane. Well, you're going, we got to stop at Anchorage for fuel, or Fairbanks will drop you off, because we'd have another 4 days wait for the regular scheduled flight. Couldn't speak a word of English, of course, but he was so grateful. He kept going around the cabin shaking hands with people, and he had a translator with him. And I didn't know what he did. I just, hey, this Russian, and the translator kept saying, well, he's an ambassador.
Right.
And that's what he, it wasn't, probably 6 months before the story broke.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to have a bit of a gouge at it on the bandsaw. bit of a gouge, you know.
Oh, okay.
At least it'll save me from carving it, you know. I'm going to go down a lot further. I just didn't want to get take out. I'd rather take it out with a Dremel. It'll be a lot slower and not like, whoops, I shouldn't have cut there. But I cut this side out fine because this wasn't in the way, you see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As I turn it around to do that side, and that hits the body of the bandsaw.
Right. And you don't have any regular hand saws?
Yeah,
I know everything's tedious that way, but
yeah, I do. That means the effort, though, eh?
Well, once you get it on the chuck, that'll help hold it for your sawing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a saw.
A back saw, that's good. But I mean, if you mount it to the chuck, that'll give you some stability. Put it in the chuck and put it in the chuck so as when you put the knockout bar through the headstock, it has it in the right position for you to saw. Then you can saw straight down if you follow what I'm saying.
No? What do you mean?
You want to, if you're going to use the saw to help cut it, you want to make it solid in the lathe. Use it as a vise. So make sure that you have it so as when you put and you lock your chuck into the lathe in place with your knockout bar.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I get what you mean.
So the wood is positioned holding it correctly for your sawing.
Yep.
I know. I had to do that years ago. I used my vise more than the chuck for a vise more than once.
hey, Mike. Midnight Joker's back.
I got Mark. Humidity level has gone through the roof. Either that or it's just me.
Oh.
Hey, you know, have you ever seen a log splitter be used as a vise in the similar principle as what you're using the lathe for?
Yeah, I have.
No.
You know what a log splitter is, right, Jay?
Yes, they're those disgusting things that waste wood and they could be turned into something beautiful.
Well, yeah.
I turn my eye and cry.
For firewood, you need it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Give it to me and I'll turn something out of it.
But anyways, I'd gotten a dump truck load when I was working in the ready mix of sawmill cutoffs, anything from like 4x4 chunks to 2x4s and whatever. And some of that wood was too long to go into my wood furnace. So I would take and I had the plate at the back side, and I take the ram and push it in to where the piece was being held in there. Yeah. And then I'd be able to cut down the chunks to more manageable sizes. But similar to what Dr. Bob's trying to or what you're trying to do on the lathe there. But of course, the knockout pin is probably only got 2 spots to pin it, or 4.
Yeah. It's got one hole that goes all the way through, and that's only because we drilled it in there. It's too out of it. It makes it out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an interesting solution to solve the problem, I'll tell you. That had to have been a machinist thinking.
I might put it on mute.
Yeah.
I just squashed my finger in the bloody tail.
Bloody is not a bad word. I don't think YouTube will block it, censor you for bloody.
Probably not.
Though they might pick it up as being a terrorist planning.
Right.
Who knows what they pick up with their algorithms.
Right.
I'll be out there.
Yeah, from the floor. Whatever. Where is this?
I'll be back.
Alright. Here comes
Daddy, come give you some food.
crunch time, I guess. Don't worry, lathe and chuck. I've had heavier stuff hanging off here. Stop your bitching.
On the lathe legs, do they have a leveling bolt in them?
They had silly rubber feet, so I took them off and I put 90 by 90, cut out some 90 by 90 pine, drilled out the bolt holes, and the bolt holes slide into them. That's what sits on the floor now.
Oh, I thought the other thing is to bolt it to the floor.
No, I can't. I've cemented my own pavers in here as my floor, so
Oh, okay. So you got a cement floor.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
Is there any?
the cement is a paver size. Yeah.
Is there any way to build like a tool rack on the bottom and put chunks of weight underneath of there?
I've got a bar down there.
I do.
Yeah, look,
Oh yeah. All right.
I could hang sandbags or something over that.
Right.
That's about the only thing I can
Well, you
really
got
think of.
A-frame legs, don't you?
No, they veer out like that. No. If you can see them under the sawdust there, see they go across and then out the back there. They only go flat where they come up to the
yeah.
lathe. Otherwise, they go out on an angle to make the footing a bit wider.
An interesting setup of almost looks like a tripod.
No, it's got 4 legs, but that bar in the middle has got a bolt in it where you tighten it and you can make it for different size loads up to
right.
about, I think it goes up to about 1.8 meters or something.
Mm-hmm. So you can do longer stock, but the only way to do taller or like rounder stock would be to lift the headstock, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mom was watching.
Okay. Can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I just had a notice pop up that I had too much garbage in the background, and the software program was doing a cleaning of memory to give me more space. I noticed that the mic went dead while they were doing it.
Okay. Give this big bugger a go. Hey, didn't lock in there. What's going on there? I'm done round it the wrong way.
That's what I've been sitting working with.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. No, very nice. Very small.
Yeah,
What is
I
it?
can't take credit. It's actually designed to be a Christmas ornament that hangs, but
Oh yeah.
I can't take credit for making it. I won the contest for one of Sydney Droz's.
Oh yep.
And it did this. And when I got it, it just had minimum sanding, and I've taken it up to 3,000, and now I'm going to finish it. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of neat because I can sit when I can't go to the shop or I just don't feel it, and sit and do it here on my couch and take it
Yep.
to 3,000. But and on my heating pad, I still got a bad back.
Yep.
I
So
slipped
good.
and fell on the ice the other day again.
Oh,
Oh,
So I
bugger.
got this monster heating pad behind me.
Do you have any
Right.
anti-inflammatories or anything like that?
Any what?
Anti-inflammatories?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got pills I get for taking stuff like that, but it's swell. The heat relaxes the muscles.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a bad back. Yep. I know.
I take
You,
enough pills. I take 11 pills a day.
hey, Jay, before you go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to ask you about your handle. Did you ever get that part that you needed to change out and put a bigger handle on that?
Pardon?
On your tailstock?
Oh yeah, yeah. I cleaned it out the other day. It just needed to be pulled apart and cleaned because I had too much. As I found out, there was a whole heap of metal shavings, most of it left over from when they milled it out
Oh, yeah.
in it, and then a bit of grease and stuff, bit of crap, from when I've clear lacquered stuff and not covered it, just silly shit like
Yeah.
that.
And
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of, and the sanding dust, that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. So it runs like a dream now. Most of it runs better now than what it did when I first got it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Well,
that you're still hitting that handle, and that's why I was wondering if you had ever
Oh,
changed
no,
that.
this one. No, I haven't actually. I haven't had the money to buy the collets yet.
Oh,
The
right.
the tubing to make the collets. So yeah. No.
That's
This tailstock bit that this connects into was all seized up, so I had to do that the other day.
yeah. I didn't see the video, but I seen the title for it.
Yep. All right. There goes nothing.
slow and easy is the way. That's pretty dry, the way it's cutting.
Hmm.
Ah, the stomach is back.
So is the beard.
Hey, if anyone's ever turned deer antler, for some reason, this smells like that. It is disgusting. Ugh, ugh, ugh. I've turned it once, and that was enough. Deer antler, I mean.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah, it's
winning
got,
with wiring, Robbo.
Can't tell if he's trying to talk to us or what.
Yeah, I was as usual, and the finger wasn't fast enough.
It's too fast to mute yourself and too slow to unmute yourself.
Oh, well, at least I don't knock myself out of the screen like somebody else does.
You didn't pull a cage, that's right. That's what it's called nowadays.
Yeah.
Even though
So
we have all done it.
did you hear my question, Robbo?
No.
Are you winning with the wiring?
Yes, yes. Now that I have the correct information, fixed.
Right, cool. Cool bananas.
Yeah. Oh, it's great when they send you, when the original package comes out with the with an obsolete diagram in it, and they don't bother sending you out the amended one.
oh,
Good grief.
that wasn't from the government, I hope, because I've had that happen from the government.
Oh, no, no, not a government. We did a major job for a government department many, many years ago, and we'd made them according to the specs. Then they informed me that there were 3 amendments to the specs after I'd done the job. So they had to pay for it all again.
Yeah. Robo, being a machinist, there used to be it come in a bar, like a bar of soap, but it wasn't soap. And it goes way back when I was a kid that my grandfather used on his belt drives to give them some more tack against the pulley so they wouldn't slip as much.
Yeah,
Because
I
there,
can't remember what the name of it was. Yeah, but it used to come in a stick.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would help him.
yeah. Well, now you can buy it. Now you can buy it in a can. It's called belt slip. CRC make it.
Ah, okay.
I have to use it occasionally on one of my Wadkins because it's a leather belt drive.
Yeah, because that's what my grandfather, his whole shop was leather belts.
Yeah. No, a lot of our contracts, Mike, were for government departments and big building companies or big contract companies. I needed that cup of tea.
It's coffee time.
Yeah, that's a bummer, and Mike just supposed to pick up my goblet, only 4 hours to wire it, and I'm going to have to do it again because I think the monofilament is stretching. And Dan says it's beer 30 there.
Oh,
Mike, a little trick with that monofilament, if you like, is get the length of it and attach a weight on the bottom of it so it pre-stretches it before you put it in. Don't you drill through the bottom of that, Jay. Mainly because the metal on the chuck really does a job on the teeth on the drill.
yeah. Metal and metal don't like each other.
You can't use anything else, can you, Mike, besides fishing line? Notice the cunning little buggers putting it up the end where I can't see how deep it is.
There you go. Look, see the length of the pencil.
Yeah.
Quick, measure it. Quick. You ready? Here it goes. Did you measure how far it went in? No? Come on. It's a dry audience today, I'll tell you.
Right, yeah.
And how deep are you going? You going to the top of the, or the bottom there of the round?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna straighten that up a little bit. I just want to try and. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. But...
Yeah. My brain's about half asleep, and then on top of that, trying to figure out the different shapes and how to describe stuff.
What?
Yeah, I think that'd probably be better, Mike. Like Mike was saying, I was thinking about some very strong black sewing cotton, but not sure. I don't think it's cotton, but it's very strong. I think that'd probably be better than the monofilament. Although the monofilament is virtually invisible, I know.
Overlock of cotton.
Sorry?
Overlock of cotton. That'll be thicker.
Yeah, don't want to get it too thick. It's sort of got to give the impression that things are floating in midair.
Okay.
You say fishing lines used quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to use a lot on mobiles.
Yeah. About the only mobiles that you don't see them on are ones for babies.
Yeah.
Well, he's hollowing his cup. That's what he's doing.
G'day, Sid.
Howdy,
How do
Sid.
you-
How you going, Sid?
Well, y'all, I got to call it a night. Got a long ride
Yeah.
tomorrow.
All right. See you later, Sarge. You take it easy and keep safe.
All right.
All right, cheers for coming in.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe a few days before I get back, but
All
get
right.
back on here.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day. Have a good trip, whatever.
All right. Y'all take it easy.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
I try to.
Yeah, trouble, Robo.
No worries. Oh, he was doodling. Sid asked, what's all the pretty lines for?
Layout lines. And better yet, he did a lot of it for us because he was explaining what he was going to do. It made no sense until he drew the pictures on the wood because it was all in his mind at the time.
Yeah, and that's a tangled mess, I tell you.
Did I hear my name? Tangled mess.
No, it was the drawing.
All right, Russell Street.
Well, that explains everything for people that haven't been since the beginning.
What does it explain? What does it explain? Sorry.
Or what you're doing because it was all the lines, and there's a lot of lines on the wood.
I'm just making a mess, really, essentially. Did I make you spit your tea out, Robo?
Now there was when I was in college years ago, a long time ago. It seems that we had a couple of projects to do for the third year of psych, and most of them were totally designed about making us think about what we were doing, but they didn't tell us that. You had a project to put together and think about, and had a sketchbook to make all the sketches on. And then after we had done that for 3 different projects, which we couldn't figure out why, because these projects had nothing to do with psychology, uh, our professor went over it with us because it showed how we processed information to lay out the project that he had given. And the projects were all pieces of paper. You went and pulled them out of a hat on the way out of class. And helped to show us how our brain and thinking patterns, and they're different for different people. Uh, there's a how we tackled problems.
Yep. I enjoy it. That's the most part of my enjoyment sometimes is working out how the hell I'm going to do the job. Once I've worked out how to do it, it's just perspiration after that.
Yep. Me too. That's how I work on it. But some people, oh, fancy drawings as if they were artists and all sorts of stuff. And that didn't bother me.
I must admit, on most of my files on people's computers, where the big companies' computers, where they used to give me drawings and everything, is just there's a note at the top of the file. Don't worry about drawing it or anything. Tell him what you want, the sizes you want, and let him work it out himself.
Yeah.
Because half of them can't bloody draw to save their lives. They've got no concept of what can and can't be done.
Well, it's also back in the day when people were studying how to, for education purposes or anything, buy or sell, whatever you wanted to do, is to combine the science of how we see with emotions and impact in how we think. So, you're putting a display in a window. How do you put it so as certain people who that product is targeted for is going to see it right away? And it was interesting to solve the problem because what it showed is how we saw it personally, not the buyer.
Yes, a friend of mine was a photographer, and he made picture frames and things as well. And he said, I can't understand why people don't come in the shop. He said, we get very few customers except by recommendation. I said, well, it's a sign. And he said, why? What's the matter with the sign? I said, look. I said, the sign looks fantastic. I said, except that nobody can read it. I said, it's the wrong colours for starters. It was black on grey, which made it hard to see. I said, cars are going past at 35 or 60 kilometres an hour. I said, and you've got it in Old English text, and nobody's got the time to read it except those walking along the footpath. Anyway, just put a normal Times New Roman sign up, black on white, and his throughput in traffic increased by about 120%.
Yeah. That was my favorite class, consumer psychology. How do you get the person to buy something they don't need? But that was the title of the subject. But what it was understanding what the consumer is and who the consumer is. That's the big thing. And I took 3 semesters of it because Dr. Snow, Mark Snow, was the person that was teaching it.
Right. Okay, Joe, what are you doing next?
It's what I can't do next is the friggin' problem at the moment.
Right, what can't you do next?
I can't undo the Jacob's chuck to get the effing fucking. It's peeing me off. It keeps going out of the tailstock instead of undoing the chuck, the Jacob's chuck.
Right, get your pin punch if you can.
I don't want to punch it out.
Eh?
I don't want to punch it out.
No. Just listen to what I'm about to say. See if you've got a punch that fits in the hole where the chuck key would go. Yeah. And hold it there while you undo it with the Stilsons, all right? Phillips screwdriver might do it too.
Been trying Stilsons. That's the problem. It comes
Yeah,
out of the thing and it's spinning in there, and I can't get it to sit in there tight enough for me to get it out.
Yeah, no, that's why I say put a screwdriver or something in the hole
Yeah.
where the chuck key normally goes,
Yeah.
and then use your Stilson. So you've got something to hang on to the front of the chuck to stop it from spinning in the tailstock.
Oh, they're too loose or too big.
Sorry?
Stored my life on this shit. They're either too big or too small or.
I know that feeling.
I'll just start carving it. I'm not looking around for that anymore. Stuff. It's too hot. I'm too humid. I'm not in the mood for it at the moment. So I can stay on there and get stuff.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another way of doing it too, Sid. Or put the forcing bit in the work, put pressure on your tailstock and then try and undoing it with the Stilsons.
Yeah. That way the teeth of the bit is holding it.
Yeah. And Sid, that was Sid's idea. And he also said the new key might be there tomorrow and hopefully fit. Right, now wind your tails. Put your spindle lock in as well, Jay.
The
Yeah, just turn it around.
The postage takes a lot longer than normal, Sid. So.
Oh yeah.
A lot longer than normal.
Right. Now do up your tailstock really tight. You're going the wrong way. You're tightening it.
I was going the other way, and you said I was going the wrong way, so I went the other way.
Which way have you got the jaws, Jay?
Huh?
Put the jaws put the Stilsons on the thing where I can see them. Right. No, you should be coming up from underneath. That's tightening it.
I'm not going to do much more after this. I'll drill this hole out now.
Yeah, no worries.
Deflated me, that did.
Well, you got it out.
Yep.
Just learned a new technique, that's all.
Frustrated me in the process, but yeah.
Just wind that quill back a little bit, move the tailstock up a little bit further to give yourself some travel.
I'll be back in a sec. I just got to go to the toilet, all right?
No worries.
You get your lamps done?
Oh no, I'm still working on them.
How big was this order?
Oh, this one's 100.
Another Broadway show I like to listen to, Robo, that is you would recognize too, would be West Side Story. When I turn.
Sorry.
Another Broadway show I enjoy is West Side Story as a musical to listen to.
One of the few shows I absolutely hated. Don't know why.
The gang
That
aspect?
I don't know. That in Oklahoma. I didn't like either. Wasn't keen on either of them. But I've got no reason as to why I don't like them. But they just didn't appeal to me for some reason.
South Pacific?
South Pacific was my favourite one. I've seen over 500 performances of that.
That's one you can sing in your sleep all the way through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do a pretty good job of He's My Little Honey Bun.
So,
Fiddler. Yeah, I like that too. Fiddler on the Road.
The frustration could have been solved pretty quickly with...
Does it fit?
I don't know. I'm not game enough to try it, to be honest. Let's just say it does.
Well, you'll soon find out in a minute. Now, Fiddler on the Roof was a good one. I enjoyed doing Fiddler.
Yeah, it's a little bit loose, but yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I can't think of the show where to me the craziest song was Hitler in Springtime.
I was just about to say, Cade was in the background there.
How you going?
Hello. How's it going?
You all right? Yourself?
Pretty good.
Don't watch the last 10 minutes, but yeah, everything's going great.
That's good. What happened?
Just getting me and my lack of tools, getting frustrated, you know. Nothing normal. Nothing out of the normal, I mean.
Sid wants to know whether you're sitting on a dunny, Cade.
Sitting on a little stool.
He goes to where he keeps his outdoor toilet.
Sitting on a wee stool. Buffing my wood.
Sid, do you know the postal man or something? No?
What's that say?
Aussie Oak.
You get them in the mail?
Yeah. I got them with this.
The chuck key.
Oh, so they did come quick.
Yeah.
Cool.
When I went upstairs to go to the dunny, Amber noticed this on the porch.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Does it fit?
Yeah, we already tried it.
All you gotta do is get some steel wool to it and clean it up.
Sorry.
All you need to do is get some steel wool while you're watching TV and clean it up.
Yeah.
And a light coat of oil afterwards. Well, Kate, one of the off topics that Robo and I have been talking about is Broadway shows that we like and don't like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, been very cultured today, we have.
Well, Robo's been backstage and worked for a lot of shows. I've done it on and off in my life. My parents
like
were in show
Broadway
business.
shows. I've seen quite a few too. I don't know. I don't know. They all got
What's your
their
favorite?
benefits and crappy parts.
What's your favorite that you would go see again?
I don't know. Les Miserables was pretty good.
That's what he's been playing in the background.
Yeah. Tommy was good. Miss Saigon was good.
Yeah, I finally got around to where I can, and I just saw it again on since Broadway's been closed, they're now online, and you pay for the subscription. And I just watched it the other day again from Broadway.
Yeah.
Because I was in Vietnam, and I know it strikes home things that you don't want to remember.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, there's some good ones, I guess. Out there.
One I get a kick out of is Before Your Time. Is the Harvey by Mary Chase. Robo,
I've never
you ever
seen
see it or do it?
Sorry?
Harvey by Mary Chase, the author, the play.
No, I've never, not familiar with it.
Yeah, it's a little theater. Royalties are really ridiculous, at least. And you can see the movie, it's black and white on YouTube now, because it's a 30s movie. But it's about Elwood P. Dowd. He has a puka, and he can see and talk to the puka, and the puka's name is Harvey. And the family is trying to commit him because they don't see him. The audience doesn't see him, and it's great. I've done it a couple of times with little theater groups because it's great for special effects, because you see Harvey open doors, turn lights on and off. That's simple. But there's a bunch of stuff you can make as a special effects person, Harvey, to do during the play to show to the audience that Harvey does exist, or you're seeing him through the eye of Elwood P. Dowd. But then the gotcha just before intermission is that Dowd isn't there and Harvey still is, doing things.
Now, Jay, sorry, Bob. Jay, are you just going to flatten the top off that a little bit?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, that handle is going to work. God, I stand myself sometimes.
The part sticking up, Kate, is his handle for a cup.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's going to carve it.
I'll tell you what, the amount of wasps hanging around is crazy. They've killed 3 already.
Have you found the nest or not yet?
No, these are different ones again. They've found
Ah.
4 different species of wasps have come into the backyard this year. I think that's got to do with they chopped down over 100 trees along the train lines so they could put in all the change it from diesel to electric trains. So they had to chop down all the trees that were going all the way along it, which have had there since the train lines basically got put in. And I guess all the wasps and that were hanging out, nesting in there, and they lost their spot.
Oh, that's shitty.
Huh?
That's shitty.
Yeah. The progress, eh?
I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you sanding there, Kate?
I'm just putting finish on a whole bunch of boxes on my finishing table. And different things.
Better not get any sawdust in that washing machine.
Meh. It's all right.
Yeah. I find it.
Never heard
My washing machine won't take the sawdust out of pockets.
No.
No, I've got it they stick in the bottom of the pocket, and then I have to defuzz the pocket, and then it's all right. You know how all the stitches and stuff get in the bottom of pockets when they turn them inside out? That catches all the splinters and sawdust. So I've learned that when I get new pants or smock or whatever, I got to go trim the pockets.
That's cool. Yeah.
I got a couple, 3 smocks. I like them because of the pockets in the back.
Yeah, I got a few. I got a seamstress that makes mine, and then I just get her to do certain pockets for me. I have the one I use for glue ups, one for like photos and demos, and then one for just working.
I just got the AAW, and I got our club one, and one that the same thing. It's what I paint stuff in that no one ever sees.
Yeah.
But I've gathered them over the years. The club one has patches of other clubs I've been to. AAW, that has the different meetings, seminars that I've been to. I collect those patches and put them on.
Yeah, I've seen all the patches. I'm starting to get a couple. I don't know if I'll put them on my smocks or not. Might as well. Might as well. What's the wood today?
I don't remember. All I remember him saying that it smelled horrible.
Oh yeah, it smelled like crap.
When it was wet, yeah.
It's Chinese elm.
Elm.
Oh yeah. That smells like cow dung.
Yeah, it's horrible. Anyone hear that beeping?
Yeah. I don't know where it's from.
Last couple of days it's been happening.
Oh, you're getting old. You're starting to hear things, Jay.
All right, I'm gonna leave now and never come back.
Well, I know I'm old. I hear it.
You hear that? What are you talking about?
Oh boy. I can't win for losing. Well, Bailey's got a good night.
Yeah. What kind of knife? For what?
Good night here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Always a good night. Oh, shoot.
Good night, Shay. Good night, Chris.
Hey, Shay.
Hang on, Shay. Didn't know you were there. Sorry.
Have a good night, Bailey, and get a bottle of your cream, Bailey's cream. What a better way to have a warm you up when you go to bed.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Bit of Irish coffee, eh?
Yep.
Just having whiskey. A wee bit of whiskey.
Well, if you can't sleep, then stay with us.
Yeah, for sure.
The turning cup will put you to sleep. Stare at the cup. It's easy. Stare at the lathe.
What time's it there?
Nearly 3 o'clock in the 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday.
Cool.
I'm half an hour behind Robbo.
And we're about 11 o'clock at night here.
Yeah. 4 minutes to 11-ish.
Yeah, I said about. I got one of these big all-purpose digital clocks that came out years ago as a gift. Temperature, time, all
That's cool.
that happy stuff. Calendar, front glass panel.
That's what happens when you have a holiday, Shay. Takes a while to get back into the drum of things again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Kate, I was asked, I don't know if you're interested, but DAW has a membership program for you.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
half price.
Yeah, that's cool. I know I saw it. I was on the site the other day because I missed the what was it, workshop day on Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that the PDF was finally uploaded and whatnot, so I'll have to fill that out.
Yeah, good. I'd sure like to have you as a member.
Yeah, sure. The more the merrier.
Well, they let me in cage, so it must be all right.
Yeah, it must be now.
I'll join when I've got the money.
Yeah,
So I don't know when.
I used to have the same trouble, Shay. Buggers would leave everything for me, and then I'd have to work like a nigger to work like hell to get it right.
Wow, that's unusual for Robbo. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Looks like
Must
what?
be awfully hot.
Careful, Jay. Careful, Jay. Cutting it that way, you're likely to split it right down the side.
I'll just
Come
take
from-
the bark off.
Yeah, I know. Just come from the side and come from the center and work out.
Work it out. Work it out.
Wow, that just makes it harder, doesn't it? Or is that what you're trying to do?
No, well, it looked like a big chunk of wood flew out.
It was just bark.
Oh, if it's just bark, it's all right. But just watch out if you start putting the wood down there, getting the wood under the chisel.
No, it's just bark.
Oh, yeah.
So you watch some interesting stuff on TikTok there, Cade?
Yeah, that was like a bunch of buddies. Like a couple of my friends, we have a little group on Messenger, and they always post weird stuff. And I'm like,
But
oh.
they actually sounded like the Bloodhound Gang. Have you heard of them before?
Yeah, I've heard of them. I've seen them in the 90s.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
That's it. It's the kind of music that Robbo and Dr. Bob would just roll their eyes at and go, oh, God.
What the hell was this crap?
With Robo and I, that's a major generation difference.
Oh, these guys run amok. They were just like, they were out there with their words and out there with their film clips. So, yeah.
If you get a straight chisel and come in under the edge, I reckon that'll come off. Come in from the face. No, come in from the face.
Go with the grain.
I don't
No,
know.
well, no, the edge against where near your hole is there with the flat part,
Yeah.
lift it up. No, down on the face. Back. Towards the tailstock.
Yeah.
Towards the tailstock. In under that edge there. It lifted up there before. Get a flat chisel in there and it'll peel off, I reckon. No, not there. Down on the face.
That's the
Towards
wood.
the camera. Towards the camera.
Is that what you're talking
See?
about?
Yeah.
No. On the face. The face
Oh.
is the one against the tool rest.
Bump of that face.
It's off.
If you come down to the edge, where you flatten the block of wood off, near your hole there,
Yeah.
that whole edge lifted up before. If you got a flat chisel in underneath there, I reckon it will peel off. The whole bark section.
You could
I'm
cheat and
taking
use
the
your
bark off,
cue.
Robbo.
No, right, move your hand up the tool rest.
Look. All the bark's gone from there.
It doesn't look like it along the edge.
The bark's still down there, but
Yeah,
nothing-
no.
no bark
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's an illusion that we're seeing.
Just turn it around flat again for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an illusion. I thought it looked like the bark was still on the front of it there.
No, that's what I was trying to tell you. That's the wood.
Well, why didn't you say that instead of farting about?
About 4 effing times I said it.
Yeah, Jay.
Fucking hell.
It looks like it from here too as part of the wood, but it's not. That's what the Cambrian layer.
I'll make you part of the wood.
Yeah, this younger generation, I just don't know about, I tell you.
I know, right? It's the older,
I-
the older ones tell the younger ones to listen, but sometimes the older ones don't listen.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll agree there.
sometimes the younger ones don't express themselves properly either.
Express yourself.
Sing it.
No way. I haven't got TikTok. I'll pass things.
But you know, Robo, this is the same conversation that my grandfather used to have with my father about me and his wood shop, about the generation differences. And that was 70 years ago.
Yeah. No, I had to stop myself once. I had to stop myself yelling at the kids once because it was my father yelling at me.
Yep.
Bit of deja vu happened there for you.
For pretty much the same thing.
That was your karma, boy.
Mm.
Well, it goes back to a phrase that I had a Marine give me years ago, and same, only different.
Yep. Same shit, different day.
And depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it, Shay? When you realise it.
I think what's worse, Robo, is when you do it with grandkids. And you've done it with their parents, too.
No, my son was acting up one day. I said, listen, just don't do that. And then don't do this either. He said, how the hell did you know what I was going to do? I said, because I've been there, done that.
Yep.
Shay, I sent you a link to come in. I tried to put it in the chat, and YouTube rejected it for some reason. The host is trying to put a link in, and it got rejected for its own StreamYard. It's like, be gone with you, pest.
Oh, snap. Just shady.
What are you mumbling there?
Said, oh, snap, just shady. I'm like, oh, we don't, nothing from that shady fella.
So, that's something you do with a needle and thread, by the way.
What?
I said, well, so that's something you do with a needle and thread.
Yeah.
What's that?
A stitch in time.
You say, yep.
And well, there's a hole in the ground.
Yeah, and there's two of them that way. Two Wells, the town's called.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow night's work.
I don't know. What's it like to turn, Robbo?
What is it?
Aussie oak.
Wouldn't have a clue. It's like a lot of things that get called oak.
Sid named it oak.
Yeah.
Does that narrow it down for you?
Yeah. Looks like it'll turn all right.
Yeah.
Looks like wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like oak. I turn a lot of oak. It's everywhere around Michigan.
I think it's fair to say that Sid would have a fairly good idea on what wood it is.
Well, I'd hope so.
My favorite form of oak is red oak to turn. I really like turning red oak, but don't get it here. I have to bring that up from Virginia.
Yeah, that's
Some
nice.
of it from friends that live in Virginia have a lot of it. They've had to cut down and they're drying. 2 years ago, Thanksgiving, I brought up a bit, but I haven't been able, because of the pandemic, to go back down to get more. What's the paint doing on your chest?
I accidentally hit myself with the roller.
You used a roller and hit yourself?
By accident.
Well, it's better wash it
Why
off.
do I have anything on my back?
No, you didn't back up against the wet wall.
Oh,
First time painting in his life. He's painting his bedroom. He was told at 14 he could pick the color and paint it, but he had to do it himself. But his birthday was 2 days ago, so he's got the paint and the roller, and now he's painting it.
2 days ago. Today's the 27th, Mom.
Oh, it was yesterday.
Excuse me, Mom.
I have to remember the dates.
There you go. Shay said, Cade, you folding laundry?
No, not right at the moment. I'm just buffing wood, putting finish on some bird mouth hollow forms.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
What do you use for your finish?
This is a tung oil mixture. Tung oil diluted with like a Varsol or a mineral spirits or a paint thinner, and then a bit of boiled linseed oil.
Shay, Cade's wife makes him keep the laundry, the washing machine down there to make sure it gets done. That's all.
There it is. There.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice
Very
finish.
nice. Oh, yeah. Yes. Very
I have
nice.
a series of them, but here's another one.
How many coats do you give them?
Until I'm happy with the shine. I don't really count anymore.
I shined. I used 1 can on this piece, 3 cans on this piece. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is red maple.
Yeah, very nice. You get full screen for a while because I'm just going to be on my bandsaw for a bit.
No problem.
Do you emulsify them together, or you just stir it?
Just stir it together. I have the diluted mixture because I was putting first coats on a couple things I just finished a couple days ago. but these are almost done and just need a very thin coat. So with the diluted mixture, it's easier to put on a much lighter coat to even everything out.
Yeah. Now I have a friend of mine that does a lot of finishing, and he has an old malted milk machine you used to see at the Five and Dime, with the metal cans.
Yeah.
And he got a hold of 4 or 5 of those from an ice cream parlor that closed, and he uses them to do his mixing.
Huh. That's cool. Yeah, these still have the pith in it, so they warped quite nicely. They almost became, they were pear-shaped, but with the warpage, they became heart-shaped.
Oh, yeah. I like doing a lot of turning that has the pith in it because it really changes how it looks.
Yeah.
I kick myself. I have a piece I worked on a couple days ago that was 12 inches long and 4 inches, a little under 4 inches in diameter that I'd hollowed all but the last inch to give it some weight. And I
Oh,
had
yeah.
finished the outside, not it was a finish, but brought it down to like 600 grit. And I'd sanded the inside to 250 because no one's ever going to feel it. But I'd
The
finished
inside,
it.
yeah.
And then up near the neck where you can get your hands in it, I had it down the same thing to about 400. And I got called away on something, and I forgot about them and left them on the lathe, left it on the lathe. I'm very pleased. Hadn't finished it yet. And lo and behold, I walked out the next day, and it was like 19 degrees out at Fahrenheit. And
Oh, wow.
the darn thing had split end to end due to the cold weather.
That's crappy.
Yeah. But I like that. My challenge is really doing deep hollowing, thin deep hollowing. And I've been doing a lot of that lately. It's been a few years since I tackled that, but I'm back at it with my hollowing system.
Yeah, hollowing's fun. I'm too frugal to buy a hollowing system, so I strong arm everything.
Yeah. Well, I developed this one.
As I get older, I'm sure I won't be able to do that forever. So eventually I'll have to buy a hollowing system if I want to.
Well, I got the Carter, the hollow roller that is a roller system, and didn't necessarily pay retail, but because I developed the tools, the boring bar system, and a bunch of other stuff. And as a person who makes stuff that they sell, as products, I don't necessarily pay retail.
Yeah, that's all right then. That's cool.
I get it at the same price that a retailer would. But that's standard anyway across the industry. Some
Yeah.
call it a professional discount because you show it off to people.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know how many demos I've done, maybe a couple of hundred.
Cool.
It's a type of demo. Well, now you see it. Come here and I'll show you how to use it. And that type of thing in different wood turning stores.
Sweet. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I've done a few big things, but I just put a huge piece of rebar or hollow pipe on the end of the handle to give me leverage. But
Yeah.
for the most part, it's small stuff because it's the price point that everybody can just afford and not think about.
Yep. Well, I've never had to sell any of my stuff. I've always, like for the urns, I refuse to sell it. It's a gift from me because I've almost, I've lost track. I'd have to go back over some notebooks that I don't even know where they are anymore. So moving so often is,
Mhm.
I was up about 800 urns, 890. Wow, I like that.
You can see it has the pith in it, so you can see how
Oh
it
yeah.
warped down. It's heart shaped.
hmm I think that that always adds to the art.
Yeah. These are turned to 3/16 of an
Yeah.
inch.
What do you use for your hollowing tool?
Hope hollowing tools, UK
Okay.
tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Swan Neck Easy Wood tool. It works all right, but um, that's the only thing I use carbide for. I prefer traditional tools for everything else, but I mean carbide's great for end grain hollowing.
Yeah, that's all I use for end grain. All of the stuff I've got carbide of one type or another.
I do majority of it with the Ellsworth gouge, and then anywhere I had to get around a corner or refine stuff, I might use a carbide.
Yeah, and I've used carbide. I've also used the steel uh, cutters. I don't have any here because I just took everything out from my
Yeah.
hollowing.
See you later. See you later, Sid. You have a good day.
Take care. Let me see. I haven't seen the chat the whole time.
Yeah, he hasn't changed the spec.
My luck, I'll hit the wrong button. I might not this time.
Well, when we get out of this lockdown and the border open, you have to come this way to one of our meetings, and I'll show you around the tools that I've done. Let you play with them if you want.
Yeah, sure.
But
That'd
I
be cool.
sharpen mine.
That'd be fun. Yeah, thanks, Shay. Yeah, they're fun to make. The bird mouth hollow forms.
Yeah. I just made a series for my sister, and they're big trays that have the pedestal in the center, but so they can stack them if you want, and they lock to them. They snap it together to hold different levels because she does fancy cookies and cupcakes and that for display. And that way she can pack the whole thing up in a box, and it's 3 different layers, and they all fit together perfectly with I won't say a dowel, but that's basically what it is, a center post that goes in.
Nice.
And now what the problem is, she received it, she used it, and it showed it online when she was showing off some award-winning decorations she was doing on cupcakes. And now I've got people that want to buy them. How much are they going to cost? I don't know.
Hey, that's a good problem to have.
I'm thinking $400 to $600 for a set.
You've
That
just
also,
frozen. You've just frozen, Jade. That's okay, at least. That's better. You're back on air again now.
Yeah.
There's crabapple.
Oh, yeah.
Very pretty.
I like the oblong. Everybody says you shouldn't do that because it'll warp, but I think that's part of the beauty of the wood.
It won't warp if you do consistent walls.
Yeah. Ah, there she is.
Sorry,
Ah.
Shay, it's,
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I crawled onto bed so I could come on.
I
Jesus.
I was just laying there anyway.
You put your scrubs back on again, have you?
No,
Might as well.
might as well. Half.
Well, we could see that your cup, Jay. I must say it's coming up much better. When you started, it was a guess. I couldn't figure it out.
It's getting there slowly.
But if you
What kind of chuck is that? A wood chuck?
Yeah. Good
Nice.
chuck. Yeah, anyway.
just got to carve the rest of the handle out.
Lame.
Hey,
No, that's awesome. That looks cool.
just don't spill your oil on the clothes, all right?
No, I was talking about my lame joke.
I thought you were calling that. Like,
No.
it's finished. There you go. Look, see, that's where you put your finger. Look through there. Ready? Watch.
Yeah.
No, not working.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Do something different.
That's
Anyway.
cool.
How are you gonna carve it? Power carve it, or Dremel, or axe, or
Yeah, Dremel.
spoke
Dremel.
shave? Or...
Yeah, I've got a Dremel, but I'll have to go and buy another carving piece because the piece I've got is like pathetically tiny, and it'll take me a month of Sundays just to do the handle.
Yeah. Dremel might take a while. Well, you can
Yeah.
drill most of it out and then just
Yeah.
refine it with the Dremel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Drill it out first.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something.
That'll hold a pint.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so.
Speaking of which.
You
Was it
lost your pint.
I know, I was just looking around. Where did I leave that drink?
All right, just give us a yoy if someone's got something for show and tell. All right. I'll put myself on mute so you don't have to listen to my band song. Don't everyone talk at once.
Sorry, Shay. I couldn't resist. Oh, man. I'll be glad when today's over.
Yeah.
All right, good night, Mike. Thanks for coming in.
No, we got 32 minutes and the day will be over here for Cade and I.
Carol, well, I finished my box.
Ah, very nice.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
More patience than I got.
Yeah.
Got another one done.
I must admit, I like looking at the Arabian screens, you know, all the fretwork they do on those for around door tops and all that sort of thing. I reckon they're fascinating things.
Yes, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I I've been doing so many portraits, though I haven't really done anything else. So I really wanted to do another box. My first box, I did like a 100-year-old Russian pattern, and I really liked it. But I've been getting so many portrait orders. I feel like it's all I do now.
It's all right. It's a good problem to have.
It is. It's not a bad one to have. This last group, though, is kind of sad. A young kid, I should say, he's probably 20s, shot himself. And so we're doing a photo of him and his sister. And his older sister had a baby, like 2 months after he had passed away. And so we ended up taking a photo of the baby from Christmas and pulling it out of that photo and putting it in a photo with he had his arms on the table, and we laid the baby in his arms on the table, and made a scroll pattern out of it. So it's a gift for his oldest sister. And so I'm working on that one right now. We got the baby in his arms.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I think that will be awesome for his sister to have her see her kid, her brother, but even though it's like a horrible situation. And then a week later, after he killed himself, his best friend then shot himself. And so I'm doing a memorial piece of his mom and him, which I just finished. So it's like a list of tragic stories that are going to these. And the person that's ordering them is the third best friend's mom, for the other two moms that they were friends with. So it's kind of sad. I don't like those ones. I mean, I like the fact that we can take something from, two different photos and make it into one. So something they could cherish forever, that they normally wouldn't be able to have. But it makes me sad to scroll. So kind of tragic. But I think they'll like it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. That's great.
But I'm excited the fact that we figured out how to actually take two photos and make them into one, though. So we can take people that can't be here with us anymore and put them in with grandkids or, nieces and nephews and things like that. So, which is pretty cool. But I definitely enjoy doing my box. Because every photo has a story.
Well, I'm going to have to go. I got a dog that wants out, and I don't want to have to clean a mess up.
All right. Take care.
Yep. Catch you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Get a chance. Jump on.
All right, see you later, Bob.
Yep.
Take care, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Yep. When the dog's walking cross-legged, there's a problem.
See you later, Dr. Bob. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
You got company, Robbo?
Uh-oh. What'd you cut?
What?
What'd you cut?
I just cut a bit more of the around the handle and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Don't be like that, all right? You big girl's blouse. And I didn't drill my lathe bed either, Robbo.
Yeah, Shay just disappeared.
Okay, I thought something happened.
She might have pulled the cave.
Yeah, maybe, eh? She better come and ask you for directions.
Yeah, good night, Mike.
Night, Mike. So it's not so hot today there?
And Lewis has come in. I got your name right tonight, Lewis. Sorry. Thank you.
There you go.
Louis?
There she is, back again.
Sorry,
You
hit the
taking
wrong
a-
button.
You're taking a book out of Cade's book, aren't you?
You pulled the
You're
cave.
taking a leaf out of Cade's book. Yeah.
All you gotta do now, Shay, is just call it doing a cade.
Doing a cade.
Pull the cave. All right.
Get a reputation for yourself there, Cade.
No. That's all right.
Is it? Hello, youngsters. You cheeky bugger.
You have to go potty.
Shut up and do your job.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's flashbacks.
Oh.
Well, Lewis, this is what I'm doing today. Cade's polishing his wood. Sorry about that. Not really, but I thought I'd better say sorry anyway, you know.
What do you need?
He wants a treat.
Huh?
You have to go potty?
He wants a doggy treat.
Okay.
It's like this bloody metal on the other side of this thing. What? Oh.
Oh, it's crooked.
No?
It's crooked.
Oh no, the owner's a bit crooked too, so it's all right. Just tilt your head to the side a little bit, you'll be all right.
There you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, pretty back rub. I was gonna like. Oh yeah, look at that. I think I actually went through it.
Sweet.
And Lewis, how's the renovations going? Sorry, I've been tied up with another bloke here at the moment.
But I bet Julie's not impressed about that.
Oh no, I should be glad about it, I think.
You think about the words. You were tied up with another.
Yeah, I know. I know what you were referring to.
What? Hey, nothing, man.
And Shay knows what you're talking about too. She's not little Miss Innocence over there.
Oh.
I gotta have everybody think that I'm innocent. What? So my dog wants to go out, but then he opens the door and he sees the snow and he freaks out and then doesn't want to go out because of the snow.
Oh, right, yeah.
Come here, boy.
That's awesome.
That's Jay's thing, Shay. I forget who had a dog in another one, and Jay whistled, and the dog nearly sent itself stupid trying to find where the whistle was coming from. Justin, that's right, yeah.
Peter.
Well, I think you got a bit of work to do there, Jay.
That's all right. Give me something to do.
Oh, well, that's true, I suppose.
I don't watch TV, so plenty of time.
Jay, what kind of wood is that?
And Lewis reckons his pup's curled up and taking half his pillow.
That's because you let it, though, Lewis. All right. Don't ask me how I know that. All right. It's Chinese elm. Shay? Chinese elm. It's very similar to looking like pine.
Okay.
It's got a yellow tinge to it.
I quit. Thank you.
That's pretty much me done, I reckon.
Well, you've been on for 2 3/4 hours, so.
Yeah.
No worries.
Does anyone need the dentist? I'll do it for a quarter of the price.
Yeah. No, Lewis. My brother had Weimaraners, which were as silly as bloody wheels, like a German short-haired pointer they are. And man, if you sat down, it'd be on your lap in a flash.
That sounds like a whippet.
Yeah,
They were bloody wallies too.
Whippets are cool.
Me and my uncle were out like flying some remote control planes one time, and one comes running up to us and it wouldn't leave us. They just would not leave us alone. We ended up calling a bloody RSPCA.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they're as silly as wheels for about the first 12 months, Lewis. Ah, that's unusual. Lewis says that he's got a German short-haired pointer, but she's purebred, but all black, which is unusual. They're normally chocolate or red.
Not really.
Yeah, we had a red Doberman. They're pretty similar looking.
Yeah.
Quite a few black German shepherds over here too.
Yeah. No, I'm a Kelpie collie man, I'm afraid.
My dog was being a spaz.
My mother-in-law is a German Shepherd girl. She had two for quite some time. One was a bad-tempered mongrel thing. Chased me down the hallway one night, and I had to dive through my then girlfriend's door. I smashed the door off the hinges, grabbed the pelmet off the door, had it halfway down the dog's throat. Mother-in-law came running down from her bedroom, and the burning question for the next week was, did you have clothes on, Mother, or not? Because she didn't. But it all happened so quick, nobody noticed.
Yeah, used to have one, but passed away a year ago. Want to get another one, maybe next year.
German Shepherds are very intelligent.
No, we don't have any more.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shah, I'm having a bit of trouble hearing you.
Sorry,
You're,
it was my.
you're very.
Now, so everybody's coming down now. I'm like, Mom's awake. Let's
Very
go
low.
back. Did you guys ever get myrtle wood?
Yeah.
So this is my. I have a whole collection of myrtle wood. These are like my favorite pieces, but I can't find them anymore. And I wanted to get more done.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I have all the small salad bowls, and then the big one. But I wanted to get more done, and they're from Coos Bay. An artist down there in Coos Bay, Oregon, but I can't find them anymore. I don't think they're doing it anymore.
Oh, right. That should answer your question, Klondike. No, she didn't make that.
No.
We'll convert her to a Turner soon, though. I'm sure of it.
I'm looking.
I don't know where you are, but you can find some around Myrtle Beach or Virginia. Usually.
I'll have to look online and see if I can find any, because I have a set, but I would like to get like at least 6 more like the salad bowl things, and I love it, and I have a Lazy Susan out of the same thing. It's kind of like my go-to, but I don't have enough pieces, so I can't hardly use it. But
what about eBay? You can probably get it on eBay, but you might pay for it because you'll have to ship it and crap too, right?
right. Well, and they're pretty light. I just like the wood grain in the myrtle wood.
Is there a wood dealer around you, or a timber mart, or a timber dealer, or a lumber yard?
You know, I moved here 3 years ago from Seattle, Washington, and I don't really know all the places around here yet. I've been Googling a lot just because I just started with 5 months ago I got my first saw, so I'm new to wood.
Nice.
So I started Googling and trying to find different places. So I just need to go on an adventure and drive around, and I did find a place that has a bunch of different kinds of exotic woods and stuff. I want to go check them out. But I don't all of our mills and stuff are closed because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
So everything's kind of limited right now, as far as going in and seeing. And I don't want to just do stuff online. So especially when it comes to that, because I want to make sure that it's good grain and all of that. But
not half cracked and yeah, for sure.
I've had a couple of times I've just placed an order online and gotten it. I'm like, who would even pick this out? What were they thinking?
Yeah, like what's this trash?
Yes, Lewis. Shay is in America and Cade is in Canada.
Yep.
Kate, what part of Canada?
Southern Ontario, right on Lake Ontario, a small town called Whitby, probably 45 minutes east of Toronto. Or if you know Ottawa, the capital, I'm probably 4 hours west of Ottawa.
So you're freezing right
now? Yeah, it's going to be minus 25 in the morning, the news says, and right now it's minus 22 outside Celsius. So that's minus 8 Fahrenheit.
Nope.
Minus 9 Fahrenheit. Yeah. But yeah, it's chilly.
Oh,
I gotta put my park on when I go outside for a smoke.
we're the opposite of that. We're 20, 24, 25 today on the plus side, which is very nice.
That's our summers up here. We get 25, 30. We get both extremes. Minus 30 to plus 30. Minus 40 to plus 40.
Yeah, we've had a really mild winter this year. We last year we had like a good 2 weeks that we were negative 100 or negative 30 for like 2 weeks straight. It was like we were living in an igloo. But it's definitely seasons here. It's super hot in the summer and super cold in the winter. But this year's been super mild, so we did just get like 14 inches of snow the other day. I'm supposed to get another 5 this weekend, but it's been super mild, so I'm just dreading what February is going to bring, because if December was so nice here, we're going to pay for it in February.
Like that. Where are you again?
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the center of the United States.
South. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. It's been a funny year here too. Like we had a warm, it was like plus 8 last week for like 2 weeks, and then they kept calling for snow and like 15 inches of snow here and there, and it never came. And then finally, bam, it's like minus 20, and we got like 5 inches of snow today. And in the morning, it's going to be like minus 25.
That's crazy.
Or that's without the wind chill. So probably with the wind chill, it's like, I don't know, minus 30.
Bloody cold.
I don't like it.
Yeah. It's frostbite in 30 seconds. Any skin exposed to the elements.
Wriggling yourself around again there.
Hmm?
Wriggling yourself around there, camera jumping all over the place.
Yeah,
Messing with our heads.
off my phone stand there, so I was like, oh, I had to fiddle with it. But
Robo, look at my new light.
oh wow.
Yes, I saw the photos there. So no more groping in the dark, eh?
Nope, I can see now. It's like an operating room.
Lit up like an airport now.
Geez, you'll have to watch. Lucky you got a roof on there, or the planes would mistake it for a landing strip.
My daughter came out of the room. She didn't know we had put it up. She'll be 20 this next month. She comes out of the room, and she's like half asleep, and she's like, "What the F?" She's like, "It looks like an operating room in here," but she didn't know that we had put the light up. She was like totally blinded. It was really funny. So no one likes it but me, but I think it's great because I don't know how I was seeing sawing for this long until I put that thing up, and then I was like, "Wow, I can actually see what I'm doing now."
Yeah.
You have to put sunscreen on when you work now.
pretty much.
Yeah, I have that same thing. I put so much more lighting in my shop just to do demos and have proper lighting for doing videos and stuff. And it's such a huge difference now. It's like, bam, I can see what I'm doing and I'm not squinting and my face isn't like an inch away from the from the wood.
Oh, that's why I have to wear glasses so as I can see the lines on the timber these days.
Yeah, I didn't realize how bad I wasn't being able to see things.
Yeah, it was like I was working in the dark before.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lewis. You can't get enough light. That's exactly right.
No.
It's important how you set it up too, so you don't get shadows over things.
What's your deal?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to call it a day because I've got a couple of things I've got to get out of the way. So, good night, all. Oh, good afternoon from our end, anyway.
See you later.
All right, good night. Take care,
All right.
Robo.
Always. Okay, catch ya.
Bye.
Bye.
What time's it in Nebraska now? Right now?
It is 10:57.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
11:57 here.
I went to bed early. I got home and I crashed, but work's been crazy. I think like they just like piled things for me instead of actually doing them while I was gone. So now I got like double work to do. So I was exhausted when I got home and I cracked out, but then I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. So
Oh no.
that's what I get for being quarantined, though.
Yeah. What's the restrictions there? Are they all quarantined, or did like stay-at-home order or martial law? Or...
So we're actually kind of lenient in Nebraska. Each state does their own thing. Like where I used to live in Washington, there have been like on strict quarantine. Everything is closed since March, and they haven't been lifted at all. Here we didn't really like go into lockdown or anything. And I'm essential because I work in the medical field. So I mean, my life didn't change much at all as far as going to work and normal day to day. But grandma who lives with us, she has a mother-in-law on our third floor. She ended up with COVID. And so since she was in our house with COVID, then we all had to quarantine. And then I had to obviously go get tested before I went back to work. But we had to quarantine for 10 days and then get tested and then watch for symptoms for 14. So since I was directly exposed to it, I had to quarantine. But I didn't get it. So I kind of wish I would have gotten it, though, just so I wouldn't have to worry about having to quarantine again just in case I get exposed again, because there's a chance that could happen, which freaks me out a little bit.
You can get it more than once, I hear.
I heard that now, which is a
right?
bummer
How
deal.
come you have to watch for symptoms after you've had the test done? That it almost seems like they're giving it to everyone from the test.
Right.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Because
I
it's in
don't
the
know.
household.
It's a hot mess. There's so much things with it that don't make any sense to me. Just like the masks thing. The masks, honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a mess. It's a big mess. But you just do what you're supposed to do so you can stay at work. That's
You work in the hospitals?
So I work for a wellness clinic, chiropractic.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'm the operational manager, and I deal with all of the, basically all the revenue and medical billing, and then just making sure that the place runs. So me getting taken out was a kind of a big deal, considering I didn't have COVID. But I was able to remote in a little bit and work from home, which was really nice. But at the same time, like, I basically just sobbed the whole time, which was great. I'm not complaining one bit, but now I'm paying for it now that I'm back at work. But that's all right. I'll get through it. I'm just exhausted. So it's my first week back, and we had a snowstorm, and it's just been a little muddy, but it'll get better. But yeah, we all wear masks. Masks are required everywhere here. They don't want more than 10 people together indoors. But in our dining, we still can go out and dine. They separated the tables out, and they're only allowed 50%, which could normally be in the restaurants here. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much the same, except everybody's wearing masks now. And our schools, half are closed and they're online, remote only, and then half are open and gave the option to either go to school or do online.
Oh.
So.
How many kids are going to choose to go to school, huh? They'd prefer to do online.
So actually, half and half
different.
of my kids are. My daughter started online. She just was having a horrible time because it was her first year in high school, and she hates being online. So we ended up putting her in school. So she goes to school every day. And then my 3 youngest boys, my youngest has type 1 diabetes. He's 7. So he's high risk. And then my husband is on chemotherapy meds for an autoimmune disease. And so both of them can't get it. So we decided just to keep the boys home because they're kind of germy.
Boys are germy.
So they're doing online school, and then my daughter goes to school. So I don't know. We're kind of a hot mess over here. But we're just doing what works for each person, because I feel like you can't put everybody in the same situation and they're going to all succeed the same way, right? So
yeah, yes.
I'm trying to help each one where their needs need to be met. And she's my social butterfly and needs to be around people. So it's worth the risk for her, So
Cade's got the real drink.
Mm-hmm.
We're drinking Cade.
Pardon?
What?
Pardon?
That's what you're drinking?
No.
No.
I
didn't hear what you said. No, it's Bushmills Irish whiskey.
Whiskey is good. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty good. This stuff's called Black Bush. It's pretty good.
Is it dark? Sounds like a heavy whiskey.
Yeah, it's really dark. It's
It looked light
Bushmills.
in the cup.
Bushmills
get that.
Black Bush whiskey.
Yeah, we get that here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me see. Regular here.
Yeah.
Old
It's
honey color.
it's lighter.
Nice.
It's pretty good. It's smooth.
Did you just open that bottle tonight?
No.
Mm.
No. Probably a drink a day, or a drink every other day.
Yep.
I don't drink to get drunk anymore. I'm too old for that shit.
I did it at Christmas time, and I'll agree with you, all right?
Now it takes you out for a whole week instead of a night.
Yes.
Right? You're recovering for days. Like, oh no, what'd I do to myself?
Kate, how old are you?
38. You?
Oh.
39.
Oh. I'm the oldest one in the room for a change.
Are you, Jay? How old are you, Jay?
45.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I thought you were the youngest one in the room.
No, just hold my age. I got that from my grandparents.
That's
See,
cool.
and I'm a grandma. So that actually makes me the oldest one here.
That's exciting.
I have the oldest title.
You win.
Generational.
My oldest is going to be 20 this next month. I can't even believe it. That makes you feel really old.
Well, can I just say though, you don't look old enough to have a 20-year-old. All right.
Well, thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No, that's true.
I do.
That's good.
Yeah. And my granddaughter is going to be 4 this summer, which is
Nice.
super weird.
Cool.
Considering my youngest is 7. So, yeah. It's kind of a weird house.
That's right. All ages, they can take care of each other.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I actually like being a nana because, well, for one, I don't have to do anything and I can give her back. But it's fun being a young nana because I can go out and go slip and sliding and, you know what I'm saying? Like, have fun with her and do those things that I probably wouldn't do if I was older.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. Peter, what are you doing? You eating my wood? Silly dog. He's chewing on a piece of wood I cut off.
Just an offcut, I hope. Not a piece you're working on.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I found some chew marks in a couple pieces on my cabinet, and I'm not impressed with my cat. Now I have to repair them.
Oh. He
Luckily,
hasn't yet touched anything like that yet. I'm hoping he won't.
Hope so.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good about not chewing on stuff. He's got like his own toys that he chews on and plays with, but he hasn't chewed any shoes or anything like that.
Or he's just really good at hiding the evidence.
That could very well be.
Like Dr. Bob's dog. He found out where his treats were kept and he went and ate the whole stash, and then he hid the bag under the couch. He's got
That's a smart dog.
Yeah.
Hide these for later.
Sounds like my children.
How you going, Blair? in the chat.
And I had to prep this week for all my upcoming demo Saturday, so that's gonna go well. Did some dress rehearsals and gonna do another one tomorrow.
There's the virtual craft fairs on this weekend, I think. The one
Which day is that?
Carl and Jamie Page host.
Yeah.
Is that like live for us to be able to watch, or do we have to?
No, it'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
Are they all recorded?
Yeah, it'll be recorded, so you can go watch it later. And it goes for, I think it's nearly a whole 12 hours or 24 hours or something like that. And then there'll be a link in the chat for the next one, kind of thing, so everyone can just go straight to the next one.
Oh, cool.
That was
just
I
going.
want to check that out.
I might check it out.
Yeah, I think they've got a website, and it'll have all the links on there as well, all the YouTube links.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to catch it after my demos. Mine's at 12 Eastern Standard Time, 11 Central.
Yep.
But
are you doing yours on YouTube too?
No, mine's on a pay-per-view doubleheader live interactive demonstration.
Oh, cool.
On Zoom.
Yeah, through Zoom, through a wood turning organization type thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a collective of international wood turners, I guess you could say. I usually don't refer to myself like that, but I guess.
You can put some links in if you like, Code.
Okay, sure. I'll have to pop over to YouTube here.
Or you can,
I don't have the website.
You can just send it to me if you want on Messenger, and I can put it on. I can do it straight from StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Here, I can send it through the chat, through private chat, because I have it on my clipboard. And then, yeah, sweet. That's easy. Otherwise, I'd have to go back through it and find it and do all that stuff. I could. It'd just take 20 minutes.
And leave a couple of times.
Yeah, I probably hit the wrong button a couple times, so. But I'm doing live edge bowl, thin wall live edge bowl, and then texturing and adding depth with a torch and colors. Talk about dyeing techniques and airbrushing techniques and different coloring and staining and torching techniques.
Oh, yeah. I'm interested. I may be interested in that, actually. Most we won't have the money to attend it, but
yeah, and it's pardon?
I wouldn't mind doing some. Oh, sorry, I had to mute my YouTube there. I wouldn't mind doing some painting with those air gun things.
Yeah, they're fun. You can get well, I mean, sometimes depending on the brand or how much you want to spend, it can be pricey to get started, but you can get some fairly inexpensive made in China airbrushes just to get started and test it out and play it. The only thing with those is you can't take them apart to clean them because they never go back together the way you took them apart. So they never work as well. But if you spend an extra $40, you'll get one that you can take apart, clean, put back together, and it still works properly. But on top of the airbrush, then you need your pump, air compressor, your paints. Like it can add up.
Yep.
All in. Usually you can get a starter kit from an airbrush company that'll come with your airbrush gun, your lines, your hoses, your connectors, your air pump, paints, your paint jars, stuff like that. Usually, depending on your currency exchange, between 300 and 500 bucks.
Okay.
But if you have an air compressor that has a regulator on it, you can just use that and get a airbrush hose, connect it to that. You'll have to get connectors and get an airbrush, and you can get paints for fairly cheap.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. While I'm listening to you talk, I'm attempting. I will say attempting, not doing. I'm attempting to get your comment onto the chat, and it's just it was being really ridiculous before. The first one come up and said, "Sorry, we can't. An error has occurred. Wait a moment." And then there was too many characters, so I had to split the message up into two chats.
Oh, if I took the
I've put it up. They just have to read both comments.
Oh, okay.
The YouTube chat will only let you have 200 characters, and there was 301 or something.
Oh, yeah? Here we are live. Let me see.
So I predict that one right up. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jay, I got a Dremel. I need you to show me how to use it.
Have you got an extension arm for it?
I do.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I've been using it as my drill.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But I want to, I think my biggest thing is I don't know what any of the pieces do.
You got, did you get an easy lock system? It's blue, the easy lock system. Hang on, I'll just, it looks like that on the top of it. Oh no, sorry, I'll turn my light around. Oh, not on the camera. That's what it looks like on the top. Yep, and it's blue underneath.
Yes, I have much of those.
There you go. You got two of the best parts already. Some people that start off with a Dremel don't realise that those things are even sold. The Easy Lock system.
Oops. I tried to get back from the thing, but hit the wrong button or closed the wrong window. All good.
These, and they're like rocks.
All right. Well, that's from more of a finer sander kind of thing. Like if you've got if you like used like a normal sanding disc and it's cut little grooves and stuff in where you've been a little bit unsteady or something, then you use those ones there.
These are like the stone rocky ones, right? That's what that's
like.
Okay.
He did it again. Having fun.
Keeping you on your toes.
Okay. Get out of here.
All right, ain't touching no buttons no more.
And then there's another Easy Lock system you can get to, and it's for cutting discs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I have that one too. Is that this one?
That's the arbor, yeah, for them. That's for a Dremel. You put the arbor in, and then you unscrew the screw, and you put the cutting wheel in between.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one here, you just
That's all in one.
All you do, this one here, you push it down, and sorry, you can't see it. You push it down, and it releases the thing, so you can just take it out.
Huh? Pops off.
Yeah, it's called an Easy Lock system. When it wants to be easy and unlock, I'll put it in the Dremel. It'll be easier.
It's making a liar out of you.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Making a liar out of the packaging too, apparently.
Yeah, I got all the stuff, and I'm like, I don't have any idea what. I'll just put my drill bit in it and use it as a drill.
Yeah, it's a lot of the parts are, to be honest, they're quite worthless. A lot of the parts.
Yeah, like these ones look like disco balls on the ends of them.
They work great.
I don't know what I would use it for. I want to know what the carving pieces are.
The round balls you can use for texturing, indenting, making different ball patterns, curving,
Okay. So they're
rounding corners and whatnot.
Yeah, I got the 4300 Dremel.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
And I got like this huge accessory pack with it, and then I got it home, and I was like, I have no idea what any of this is.
That's the disc easy lock. Like, here's the disc.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward when you haven't got a dumbass like me, isn't it?
Now those kits are good deals when you buy those kits, but
yeah,
sometimes you only use like maybe a third of what's in the kit, unless you know what to use them for.
Yeah.
But
that is true.
They can be handy.
It took me ages to even figure out what those things were for, Shay, these things. I was getting a kit and then just throwing the bloody things away.
Right.
And someone goes, "What are you throwing them away for?" Like, I don't know what they do.
Etching, sanding.
Yeah, just like a fine grit, really.
Yeah, or burnishing. All kinds.
Yeah, I mean, I got like all sorts of parts, and I was like
these things here, these little buffing wheels. I've never used them, and I don't think I ever would.
You can use them for small pieces, like a Beal buffing system. Put the wax on them and buff your small finials and boxes.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a question then.
Yep.
All kinds of cool
Since we're on this already.
That's sort of a rotor attachment. So you put that in your Dremel and it makes it a plunge rotor, or it's a rotor base so you can rotor with it. Or it can be a drill press too. It can be a drill press, so you can throw it in there and set it and use it as a drill press.
Okay, like if you wanted to,
makes me excited.
If you wanted to just carve down into something, then you just, it's got a measurement thing on the side of that where you unscrew it and you can put a depth when you put your piece in there. Yeah, you can set it to a depth. And then as long as you keep that round circle bit, as long as you keep that flat on the wood, you'll get the same depth all the way around.
Oh,
then you can just, and then you can look through the holes as well to make sure you've got the piece, the bit on the right on your line or whatever you're trying to cut out or whatever.
Top up.
Yeah, that's mostly the tool I use the most, to be honest, is that router bit.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
it works well.
Yeah.
You can use it, exactly like a plunge router and route out certain spots for inlays.
Okay, so this one has the same type of thing?
All kinds of stuff.
And it's got like the same numbered thing on it?
Yep.
It's like another one?
That's like a drill press, I think. That's the drill press one.
The drill press? Okay.
I haven't seen that one.
The other one's the rotor, plunge rotor type deal.
Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
Did you get a manual?
No.
That looks like some claw for a robot.
So it has this on the side though. Can you guys see that? It says 932 and I don't know.
I reckon if you actually go to Dremel's website and type that in, you might actually find out what it is.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird one, that one.
Yeah.
How you going,
Yeah, I
Justin?
don't know, yeah.
Justin's just come into the chat.
I mean, it even came with a light thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I got all sorts of things that I just haven't really used it except to drill holes because I honestly didn't know what anything was.
Yeah, it looks like you got a good kit.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
pretty
you for
good
helping
mix.
me.
Sorry?
Pardon? Pardon?
Excusez-moi, madame.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for helping me so I know.
That's all right. Look how big my Dremel kit is. Or isn't, rather. That's how tiny my kit is, because I don't really need much out of it. Even that, I don't even use half the stuff.
Yeah.
Tiny.
I got a tiny one, and then I ended up getting an accessory, one that had all the extra things, because I thought, I can, people are got wire brushes and.
Yep. Oh, just watch out for those. Make sure you're wearing face protection if you're going to do one of those, because the metal comes flying off of those wire brushes really badly.
And I'll look like a porcupine in my face.
Wear a face shield, but also wear a respirator because there'll be metal filings floating in the air.
Yep. I don't really like those brushes. They're too they fly apart too easy.
Well, and I just got tons of bags of the sanding discs.
Yep. Now
those are cutting wheels.
Oh, these are cutting wheels?
Yeah, there is a difference between sanding discs and cutting wheels, or cutting discs and sanding discs.
Oh gosh, how do you know the difference between the two?
This is a cut.
I'll
put myself back up, but
oh, wait a second. These are the sand.
The cutting disc is really thick.
Okay.
And in my kit anyway, the cutting disc is really thick, and the sanding disc, you can see it's just a bit of sandpaper on the back, and then that.
Yeah, it's like a hard backing with a flat sandpaper adhered to it, but the cutting disc it's almost like a perforated graph paper. It has little squares indented.
This is cutting disc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might be able to see it on the back here, actually.
That's what makes it serrated as it wears away.
Sweet. Okay. Well, now I'm excited because now I can use my kit a little bit.
Justin said that thing you had up before is to cut a 45-degree rebate in the edge of wood.
Oh. Good to know.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I learned so much every day.
So I got these from Sid in the mail today, because Sid lives in the same state as me, but he lives at the other end of it. So that's Aussie oak.
That's pretty.
Aussie oak. Very nice.
It's got like a swirl grain in it. It looks like.
No, I think it's just the way the thing was cut.
Cut.
The angle it was cut on. Terrible lighting.
Oh, the grain, yeah.
Yeah. And this one here, just two different, same but different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
He wants me to make him something and then send it back to him. So.
Oh, where?
Sid.
Oh, nice.
He was originally only sending me a something to undo my Jacob's truck because I lost the key for it. Yeah, I guess he thought he'd make the delivery worth it a little bit more and chuck in some wood. Yeah, helped out a lot. And Sid saved the day a couple of days ago too. I had dust in my on-off switch and it was knackered, so it wouldn't work, wouldn't turn on. And Sid rang up Carbotech Adelaide and bought me one. He goes, "Go down and get it. It's waiting for you." So, thank you.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's great.
I would have been waiting easy fortnight before I could afford to go buy another one. So. And Sid said he did it for himself because I'm his cheap entertainment, and he wouldn't be able to watch me if I couldn't turn.
Well, the one thing I've noticed is being new in the woodworking is it's quite the community. It's pretty awesome.
That's
Everybody's
good.
willing to help each other, and
Yep.
it's pretty cool. It's a
Yeah,
cool
it is.
place.
It's
For sure.
very inviting.
Very much so. Which you don't find in a lot of things that you do.
No, you don't. No, I've
A lot of
I've been
trades hold stuff back.
yeah, I've been in a political party, and I had enough of that crap, so I left that. Just there's no community in there, I'll tell you.
Backstab you right in front of you.
Yes. I joined a group that was already started. They helped the homeless get food and clothing and stuff like that. I did that for a while, and there's just, I don't know, too many people, too many know-alls and not enough knowing what they're doing. So and then I went, yeah, that's right, too many chiefs and not enough Indians, that's it. And so then I went and helped out. There's a food charity place here called Second Bite, and they go around and collect all the food that grocery stores and places like that can't sell, but still good for people to eat, and then they give it out to food charities and places like that. So I went and I was the lead driver doing that for a while. That was all right. It was okay, but have something to eat when you want something to eat, that kind of thing. Yeah, and then it pretty much got to the point where I ended up starting my own food charity, and I did that for close to 10 years, I suppose. And I tried to get someone to take over for me and run it and keep it going. And every time Amber and I found a couple or someone that wanted to do it, they ran it into the ground within like 2 weeks to a month. Like my years of hard work gone down the drain. So we'd flick them off, and because we'd open up 3 days a week and have a low cost shop and stuff like that, and where people that didn't have much money, unemployed, could come and buy, like spend $10 or $15 and walk out with 4 or 5 shopping bags full of stuff, that kind of thing. It got to the point where too many people were ripping the shop off. They were stealing, which they're getting a block of chocolate for $1 and they're still stealing, like a full block of chocolate, like 8 rows of chocolate, just silly stuff like that. So it got to the point where we had to close the shop down because any money we were making was getting lost, more and more each week. It wasn't worth it. So that bummed me out a bit, trying to help the community out, and then they go and do that. So, so I tried to find someone to run the business for a good 2 years, I reckon, and then having to come in and recover everything and get everything back up and running properly, all because they were keeping, like, for instance, we'd get $400 or $500 worth of meat a week for free. They were keeping that for themselves. Nobody was getting any meat, and people were asking questions. Where's the meat? How come there's no meat? Where did it all go? And just stupid stuff, Just so I ended up closing the charity down. Just no one had the passion like I did, so I closed it down. Didn't have any choice because I wanted to have a break, and the only way I could have a break, other than trying to find someone to run it, So And then I come to the woodworking about 2 years later after I closed that down, because I was a bit demoralised. I was a bit like, do I really want to join another community after all the ones I've been in, and they've all been arseholes or twats, just idiots, you know? No idea on respect at all. So I was even humming and hawing to get into the woodworking community, you know, but it's turned out to be the best, absolute best out of all of those ones that I've been in. Woodworking shits all over everything else, you know. Yeah, everyone. But you know, you can come down to even the, you know, the scrollers, the wood turners, all of them. They're all brilliant. It's excellent. I love it. Best place to be.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
Jay, you sound like a very caring and giving person. So I'm sorry that you got burned, because that's always what's happened to the good people, right?
Yeah.
They tend to get burned, but yeah, definitely the woodworking. I've been in a lot of things like you, and it's definitely been the best community that I've been a part of ever. And so many people have been willing to, you know, like I got my saw to make the word eat for my kitchen.
Yep.
Everybody in their farmhouse kitchens had the word eat in there. So I was like, oh, I want to make the word eat. So I got the saw to do that, and I still haven't made the word eat. But I didn't even know how to turn my saw on. And my husband's like, well, shouldn't you read the manual? I'm like, oh, no, I got this. I think I sawed my whole first project upside down with the blade upside down. And then I went into I found a group on Facebook, and I posted my thing, and everybody was super nice and giving me tips and advice. And I was scrolling through and was just amazed how many people were willing to reach out and help somebody that was brand new and coming in. So I am very appreciative, for sure. Especially like John did a video chat with me and kind of gave me some tips and stuff.
Yep.
And then I was able to kind of take off from there. So, but yeah, it's a really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah. A lot of people would be annoyed if I said this. Must be Robbo too. Sorry, Robbo, when you watch this back. He generally doesn't teach for free. So, yeah. And I worked out, he told me how much he charges for a day, and then I went back through all my lives and worked out how much, and I owe him about $30,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
$30,000 that I'll never have.
Yeah, he's just doing it out of his heart for you, though.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's nice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Everybody.
good. He came to South Australia to do a demo. Just before the COVID thing started, he came to South Australia and did a demo. And where he did the demo, it was a 2-hour drive from my house. And he went completely out of his way to come to my house before he went home. But an extra 2 hours, that, you know, coming here and then 2 hours to get back. So 4 hours out of his way just to come and show me how to use some tools.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. No, he's a good bloke. Very good bloke. Very generous. And I've heard lots of stories.
Whenever we can travel again, I'll pop by for a visit.
Yeah, for sure. I'll make sure I'm not home. What a bastard, eh?
That's
okay,
right.
you can always come to Omaha.
I'll just chill out with the dingo on the front yard with the whiskey.
See if you can catch a kangaroo.
I'll be boxing the kangaroo.
Don't catch a kangaroo by its tail, all right? Doesn't work as well as they say.
Turn around.
Now, are they really just out and about?
No. Yeah, they are, but only because the building estates are building into the wildlife. So it's kind of just pushing the kangaroos away. And then every now and then one will bounce through a suburb or something, but it's more ones that are on the outer skirts of the bush and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I've only ever seen one kangaroo in the burbs, and I think that got out of a sanctuary not far from it. So
Okay, so they're not just like hopping around the streets or something.
nah, not like everyone thinks they are anyway.
Just hopping down the road.
Yeah. That's how we get our kangaroo steaks. We just put our knife out and they go past. Yeah.
Great.
Well, in Canada, don't moose just walk around in the streets?
Moose.
Yes.
Mooses. Moose. Yes. Moose walk around. Well, depending where you live and what suburb you live in, yeah, they'll walk right down the street and walk into your yard and eat right off your tree or brush up against your car, scratch their ass on your bumper.
That's so cool.
I don't know where that'd be going. If that happened, it'd be going in my deep freezer.
Right.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
look at
for
that.
sure.
Oh, all right, I
Good
gotta go, folks. I've just had the dinner call.
Oh snap.
All right. I appreciate everyone for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries.
same here. Take care.
Yeah,
See
you too.
everybody again.
Yep, don't forget to hit a button. I don't care if it's a thumbs down or thumbs up. I don't care.